The Beach of Death. On a lonely, sandy strip of land in the Stepstones, the sea moves in and out with slow, relentless patience. Here, Kragas Drahar, the man known as the Crabfeeder, rules with fear. He is the Prince Admiral of the Triarchy's pirate navy, and his message to the world is simple: no mercy. Along the wet sand, shipwrecked sailors from Westeros are nailed to thick wooden posts. Their bodies are left alive but helpless. As the tide rises, the water slowly drowns some. Others are left to screams that fade as crabs crawl over them, drawn by blood and rotting flesh. These sailors were only trying to cross the narrow sea. Their ships were caught by the Triarchy fleet that now controls the Stepstones. The Crabfeeder's cruelty is not random. It is a clear warning to all of Westeros. These waters no longer belong to them. Trade routes are smashed. Fleets are attacked. Fear spreads across the seas. Far from this bloody shore, kings and lords will soon argue in chambers about what to do. But out here, the answer is already written in suffering. The Stepstones have become a graveyard, and the war has begun without speeches, banners, or formal words. Storm in the Small Council. In the Red Keep at King's Landing, the Small Council gathers in the Tower of the Hand. The mood is heavy. Sir Ryam Redwine, the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, has recently died. His white cloak now hangs empty, and the council must choose a replacement. But before the topic can settle, Lord Corlys Velaryon storms into the chamber like a crashing wave. Corlys is furious. His voice shakes the room as he tells the council that the Triarchy has sunk 4 Westerosi ships. One of them was from his own personal fleet. Trade is being strangled. Sailors are dying. He demands action. He wants the king to send the royal fleet to clear the Stepstones at once. Sir Otto Hightower and Lord Lyman Beesbury push back. They warn that the free cities are funding the Triarchy, and a direct attack could grow into a larger war. King Viserys tries to calm the room. He explains that he has sent envoys to Pentos and Volantis, enemies of the Triarchy, hoping to build an alliance instead of rushing to battle. But Corlys is not satisfied. He says every delay makes the king look weak. He reminds Viserys that Daemon still controls Dragonstone after months of open defiance. To him, this is proof that the crown no longer strikes hard when it must. Princess Rhaenyra finally speaks. Calm but firm, she suggests a simple plan. The Velaryon fleet, supported by Targaryen dragon riders, could crush the Stepstones with ease. Corlys immediately agrees. For a brief moment, it seems the room may turn in his favor. But Otto urges caution, and Viserys delays once again. Instead of war, Viserys assigns Rhaenyra and Sir Harold Westerling a quieter duty: to find a new knight for the Kingsguard. Corlys leaves the chamber angry and unheard, while the issue of the Stepstones grows larger by the day. The knight chosen by merit, not birth. Within the stone walls of Maegor's Holdfast, Princess Rhaenyra sits beside Sir Harold Westerling as a line of knights present themselves. Each one bows, speaks of his skill in tourneys, and lists the great houses he has served. But Rhaenyra is unimpressed. She asks simple questions. Have any of them fought real battles? Have they faced death outside a tournament field? One by one, the answers fall short. Most have only known the soft danger of practiced lances and cheering crowds. Finally, a young knight steps forward. His name is Sir Criston Cole. He speaks, but with a confidence backed by battle experience. He earned his knighthood fighting Dornish raiders in the Marches and in the Boneway. He has killed men in real battle and has the experience that the princess is looking for. Otto Hightower objects at once. Criston has no great name, no powerful family, and no political value. But Rhaenyra does not care about any of that. She cares about experience, and not because he's hot. She wants to be guarded by someone who stepped on a battlefield. With steady certainty, she chooses Sir Criston Cole for the White Cloak. In that moment, a simple choice made for skill over politics begins a chain of events that will bring bloodshed and chaos through the land. Quiet talks and growing bonds. In the king's private chambers, Viserys sits beside an impressive model of old Valyria. He carefully moves tiny towers and roads with his hands, dreaming of a lost glory that once belonged to his blood. Alicent Hightower sits with him, gentle and attentive. Their talks have grown frequent and familiar since Queen Emma's death. Viserys admits he does not know how to reach his daughter anymore. The pain of Emma's loss stands between them like a wall. Alicent softly advises him to speak to Rhaenyra, to remind her that she is not alone in her grief. Viserys listens, grateful for her wise words. Later, at the Grand Sept, Alicent offers the same advice to Rhaenyra. She gently encourages her to reconnect with her father. Yet Alicent hides her own secret, the growing closeness between her and the king. She fears Rhaenyra's reaction if she knew the truth. Power wears the mask of marriage. In the gardens of the Red Keep, peace pretends to exist. Birds sing, trees whisper. Beneath it all, politics move like snakes in tall grass. King Viserys walks with Lord Corlys Velaryon and Princess Rhaenys. Apologies are offered for harsh words spoken in the small council. Each man speaks politely, but neither truly sways to the words. Corlys soon speaks of the true reason for the meeting. He offers to marry his young daughter Laena to the king. Dragons will unite with the greatest fleet the world has ever known. The Stepstones will fear the Iron Throne again. The realm will see strength, not hesitation. Viserys is shaken. Aemma is barely in the ground. Yet Rhaenys reminds him that kings do not rule with hearts alone. The realm demands heirs. Stability comes from sons. Grand Maester Mellos later adds that this union would heal the old wound left by the Great Council of Harrenhal. Otto also agrees to the match. All eyes turn to the king. Viserys agrees only to meet Laena and speak with her. His consent is heavy and uncertain. From a high balcony, Rhaenyra and Rhaenys watch as Viserys walks through the courtyard with young Laena Velaryon. Laena is bright, curious, and bold for her age. She speaks eagerly of dragons, of legends, of the great Balerion, the Black Dread. She asks where Vhagar now flies. Her thoughts are filled with fire and sky, not marriage. Viserys listens kindly, but every step beside the girl feels wrong. The gap between age and duty weighs on him. He's very uncomfortable. Rhaenys turns to Rhaenyra and speaks the truth without soft words. Should Viserys father a son, the lords of Westeros will demand that boy as king, no matter what promises exist today. Rhaenys knows this cruelty well. She lost her own claim despite her blood and worth. Rhaenyra's face tightens. The truth burns. A woman's crown is always thinner than a man's sword in the eyes of the realm. The stolen egg. That same night, discord runs through the halls of the Red Keep. A dragon egg has vanished from the dragon pit. The dragon keepers rush to the small council in panic. The thief is already known as Prince Daemon Targaryen. Daemon sends a mocking message. He claims to take Mysaria as his wife and says her child will need a dragon egg in its cradle, as is tradition. The insult is layered with cruelty. The egg stolen once belonged to the late Prince Baelon, Viserys' dead son. The king's rage shakes the chamber. He wants to go to Dragonstone himself. Otto forbids it. A king walking into an obvious trap would not be king form. Otto offers to lead the mission. Before leaving, he quietly urges Alicent to remain close to Viserys. Power never sleeps. Standoff on the bridge. Otto's small force reaches Dragonstone under gray skies. On the stone bridge that leads to the castle, Daemon waits with Mysaria at his side and a band of armed gold cloaks behind him. Otto reads the king's demands. Daemon must return the egg, disband his private army, leave Dragonstone, and send Mysaria away. Daemon mocks each word. He insults Otto and Criston Cole with sharp laughter. When Otto threatens Mysaria, Daemon draws Dark Sister, his black Valyrian blade. The soldiers on both sides raise their weapons. Tension hangs in the air like smoke. Suddenly, the sound of a dragon cuts through the tension. Princess Rhaenyra descends from the sky on Syrax. Her dragon roars as it lands on the bridge behind Otto's group. Rhaenyra walks straight past Otto and faces her uncle alone. She challenges Daemon directly. If he truly wants the throne back, she dares him to kill her where she stands. For a long moment, the world seems to stop. Daemon's eyes search her face. At last, his anger breaks. He tosses her the dragon egg and turns away without another word. The crisis ends without blood, but the fire between uncle and niece will never fully go out. Later inside the castle, Mysaria reveals the truth. She was never with a child. The lie was only meant to hurt Viserys. She scolds Daemon for pushing his luck. He promises to protect her, but even his own words sound uncertain in the echoing halls of Dragonstone. The king's choice and the birth of war. With Otto gone, King Viserys seeks honest counsel from Lord Lionel Strong. He speaks quietly of the pressure to marry young Laena and the weight of duty pressing on him. Lionel sees the king's unease, but warns that without strong allies, the crown could stand alone if the Stepstones erupt into full war. Soon after, Word reaches him that Rhaenyra flew to Dragonstone without permission and returned with the stolen dragon egg. Viserys' anger flares at first, fear gripping his heart for her safety. But as he sees her alive, pride replaces fury. They speak of Aemma, and the old grief softens their words. Viserys reminds her of duty. She will remain his heir, but the line must be secured with more heirs. The next morning, the small council meets. Calm but shaking inside, Viserys announces his choice. He will marry Alicent Hightower. Silence falls. Otto smiles. Corlys storms out. Rhaenyra follows, crushed by betrayal. Far away, in a secret meeting with Corlys, Daemon leans back, eyes narrowing. A dangerous plan begins to take shape, and the flames of war have arrived. The rogue prince has chosen his side, and the seas will run red with blood.